evening. Good evening. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the webinar tonight. I'm excited to be with you, excited to be able to share some information. I always consider this a very big privilege. So thank you for jumping on. I'm going to go ahead and get some things set up. I'm going to share my screen with you so that we can get straight into some slides. Let's see here. Here we go. Wait, that's not what I want. So I can tell you this. I am not that person that's super good with electronics, but I do my best because I really am passionate about sharing this information. And so it takes me a little bit, but I get it eventually. So thank you guys for jumping on here tonight. My name is Lynette Cunningham, and my goal tonight is to share some information with you that hopefully will make the same impact on you as it made on me. My husband and I were introduced to LifeVantage in October of 2009. So it's been a minute, right? And it came to us at a time in our lives where we were incredibly busy. And I'm just going to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background on my story because I feel like it's important for you to know basically who you're talking to. So here we go. Okay, here we go. So my story, my husband and I were introduced to LifeVantage at a point in time in our lives when we were running 5 different corporations. Always been self-employed. At that moment in time, we had corporations related to investment real estate, related to the automobile, like refurbishment industry, and selling franchises of that business. My kids were 2 and 4. We were busy people, just like most people are nowadays. I feel like the way that society is with our phones in our hands and laptops right on our side, we are constantly being productive and really don't have a lot of spare time. That's just how we've come to live our lives. And it was no different for us at that time in our life because of all of the different things that we are juggling. But our dear, wonderful cousin called us and asked us to take a look at something new. She asked us to take a look at LifeVantage. And I'm going to tell you, I was not really excited about learning about something else to add to my life. But with just a little bit of information, I was able to gather that this could be something different. This could be something significant. Because here's the deal. The businesses that we ran, they were producing a very good income. We lived a comfortable life. We took vacations. We had a nice house, nice cars. We weren't looking to make more money. What we were looking for was change. My husband really had grown to hate the business that we were running. But when you're self-employed and you're making really good money, how do you switch gears? It's not an easy thing to do. And so he had kind of settled into the fact that I guess this is it when this came along. And, you know, I really didn't know what I thought of the information initially. And I'm going to explain to you some of the things that made an impact on me. But what I did know is this was something different. We weren't happy with what we had. And so why would we not at least learn about something else? And I remember having a conversation with my husband as I was asking him to look at this with me and kind of saying, listen, if we don't change anything, nothing's going to change. And I'm sure you'd agree with that. Like a lot of people just keep doing the same thing over and over and over. And if you're not happy with where you're at, and you don't change anything, then what's life going to look like 5 years from now? It's going to look very similar to the way it does right now. So that's where we were. We weren't happy and we're like, okay, well, we need to at least learn about this. And as I started to learn about it, what I realized is that the flagship product represented by LifeVantage was really something significant. In fact, it was like a breakthrough in technology, like cutting edge technology. And you guys know that when you have something significant and can beat the masses to it, there's a lot of income potential. I mean, think about some cutting edge technologies that we're all very familiar with today, like Amazon or Facebook, WhatsApp. I mean, 10 years ago, that wasn't something that I used. None of them. I know some people maybe were on Facebook, but it wasn't as common as it is today. Amazon, I didn't have an account with Amazon. I didn't start ordering from Amazon up until a handful of years ago. But now, like, everybody knows those companies. It's like, it's very, very common. In fact, if you're in a room full of people and you ask them, hey, how many of you use one of these technologies? Most every person's hand goes in the air. So I know that when you can beat the masses to something significant, there's income potential. And as I started to learn about this flagship product, I was like, this is a big deal. So let me tell you some of the things that were explained to me. I was told that this product lowers, the flagship product I'm speaking of in particular, lowers oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. Now, if you're like me, you had never heard of oxidative stress before now. I had never heard of it prior to learning about LifeVantage. What I did know is that this example of an apple is something I saw anytime I cut open an apple and left it on the counter, took a bite of an apple and looked at the core. This is exactly what is happening to our body on a cellular level. This is visually oxidative stress to the apple. So our cellular levels are affected by oxygen. And when you draw your blood, you can actually tell your age because of the oxidative stress that has occurred to your body. So this is kind of a visual of what I'm describing. I also knew that I was supposed to take antioxidants. I didn't know why. And the purpose in taking antioxidants is to eradicate free radicals. Free radicals lead to oxidative stress. And oxidative stress has been linked to virtually any disease state that you can think of. So that's why we were told to take antioxidants. It's the best thing that we had to do in order to combat the free radicals that cause the oxidative stress. It's kind of like if you have a raging house fire and the only thing you have access to is maybe a cup or a bucket of water, you're going to naturally throw that on the house fire, even though in the grand scheme of things, it's really not doing much. If it's all you've got, it's all you've got. Well, that's exactly the case with antioxidants because they work in eradicating free radicals on a one-to-one basis, and our bodies produce a massive, massive amount of free radicals, millions, every single day. And the way that Protandim is working is that it's getting your body to produce its own antioxidant enzymes. Thus, it's able to eradicate free radicals on a 1 to 1 million basis. It's the difference between supplementing your body with a pill versus getting your body to do its own work. I mean, think about how magnificently our bodies are created, how they have the ability to heal themselves if we cut ourselves or break a bone or different things. Our bodies are so equipped to do. But as we age, the production of those antioxidant enzyme starts to decrease. And as it decreases, we get an imbalance in our body, and the oxidative stress rears its head. Thus, different disease states start to show up in our lives. So knowing that, I'm like, if this is what this product does, is lower oxidative stress, and oxidative stress has been proven to be linked to different diseases, then that's really a proactive way of being preventative, taking preventative steps in your health. I mean, it's really like biohacking your health, right? And so in my family, there were different disease states that were very common. So as I started to kind of do some of my own research on just understanding oxidative stress on a greater level, I went to PubMed.gov and I researched oxidative stress and then I filled in the blank. For my family, heart disease is an issue. So I entered that and boom, a study comes up. In fact, thousands of studies come up correlating the two together. And because that's something common in my family and it's a hereditary thing, I'm like, well, this is a product that I need to take. This is a product my family needs to take. I also did the same thing in regards to skin cancer because my husband had skin cancer cut out of his face. LSU, in fact, did a study on skin cancer and Protandim Nerve 2. As I started understanding the significance of this, you guys, and all these different disease states that people I love are battling, I'm like, why would I not take this product, given the fact that it's made of 5 plants? So there's a video I'm going to show you because I feel like it's going to do a far better job at explaining what this is and the significance of what this is. So I'm going to go ahead and play it now, and then I'll come back and fill you in on some other things.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? It sounds too good to be true.
Free radicals are a natural result of your body's metabolic processes. Under normal circumstances, your body also produces antioxidants, which neutralize free radicals and limit the damage they can do to your cells. It's a bit like having a factory in your cells that produces enough antioxidants to keep the free radicals under control. But exposure to X-rays, ozone, cigarette smoke, inflammation, air pollution, industrial chemicals, and even exercise can overwhelm the body's natural responses to free radicals, allowing them to wreak havoc on your cells and your health. Over time, the damage to your cells and DNA turns off the power in the cell's factory, reducing our ability to create antioxidants and leaving us vulnerable to premature aging and health concerns. Fortunately, science has given us the ability to turn the power back on. One recent peer-reviewed study from Washington State University calls NRF2 activation one of the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthroughs in the history of medicine.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Dr. McCord, okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist. This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can you scoop? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%. That's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses. It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks, even mental disease. Yes, depression, Alzheimer's disease, depression. So I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
So hopefully that helps you to see why I was excited about this information. You guys, as I mentioned, 5 plants is what this was made of. And I'm like, this is a big deal. This is something that I want to take and I want my family to benefit from. And I really want anyone that I love and care about to benefit from. And if it's going to do that much for me and my friends and my family, why would I not share it with everybody? Right? I mean, you go to a restaurant, you go to a movie, you have an amazing experience, you have something that tastes amazing, you tell people, because why not? It's, if they're going to benefit from it, why would you not? Well, this was no different for me. And so as I educated myself on this information, I'm like, I'm going to tell people about it. I'm going to take it myself. I'm going to tell people. And you guys, with this product, you can see some of the different universities that have studied Protandim Nerf 2. Now, it's not that they've studied an ingredient in the product, it's the product itself that has been studied in correlation to different disease states. In fact, this past week or so, there was a 26th study that was published. So we just recently had another study published. And it just continues to blow my mind with what the scientists are saying and what the results are saying. It's a product I'll take for the rest of my life. And based on the science of this product, other products have been formulated. In fact, every day I take that Vitality Stack that's shown at the bottom of the screen. It includes my Protandim Nerf 2. It includes Protandim Nerf 1, which is for mitochondrial health. It includes my probiotic for my gut health. And it also includes my omega. It's the perfect way to biohack your health on a daily basis. So that is exactly what I do for myself. they also have formulated these other products based on the science of Protandim Nerve 2. So the True Science skincare line, your skin's your biggest organ. So you're able to biohack from the outside in. Pet Tandem, dogs have a very high level of oxidative stress. They're able to benefit. Axio is an energy line, healthy, good for you stuff, not the bad stuff that a lot of times you find at convenience stores. And then Physique is the weight management system. So I'm not going to go into details in all of those because I want to keep this concise. You can get details from the person who invited you to this. But I love some before and after pictures because here's the thing. When you take Protandim Nerve 2, you're helping your body on a cellular level. You can't see that, right? You're doing it. Your blood is benefiting. A lot of times people who have a whole lot of symptoms of different things or maybe even some small symptoms, see the results in that, but it's not always something you see with your eyes. Look at the results of what you can see with your eyes, and these are from people taking the True Science, using the True Science line and the Protandim Nerve 2. The benefits are amazing. This is Axio and Protandim, a child being helped to focus. It's like brain food. So the results speak for themselves. The weight management system, you guys, it's a way to take control of your health. That's why we call it biohacking, with healthy stuff. There's so many things out there that can maybe get you like the results that you're looking to see in the mirror, but not in a way that's good for your body. These products are amazing for your body, and it's meant to have you benefit for the rest of your life, okay? One of the studies I wanted to highlight, because as I mentioned, there's 26 studies. This study talks about the extension of life, you guys. Now, I know for some, they go, well, like, I don't know that that sounds good. I don't know that I want to live longer in the current circumstances that I'm under. But you guys, we're talking about extending your health span, okay? Protandim is helping you to be healthier longer, and it is adding years to life as pointed out in this study. So you guys, for me, some of the things I needed to address in evaluating whether or not this was worth my attention. For starters, does the company have products that I would be comfortable sharing with others and that I would want to take? As I learned more about these things, I was able to say, yes, check, it does. Something else I needed to address for myself is, what about the company? Is the company one that I would want to attach myself with? Well, something that helped make that decision very easy for me was the fact that this is a publicly traded company. When I got involved, I was very concerned about attaching my name to a company when I had spent my entire life building my name as a professional and, making good business decision. I didn't want a chance tainting my name if I joined a company that was not reputable, highly reputable, traded on the NASDAQ. So under the same level of scrutiny that obviously other companies that are publicly traded are. So for me, that gave me a lot of confidence in moving forward on this. These are some of the countries that we're doing business in. The next thing I needed to discern is whether or not if there was a system that I could follow. I had never done this type of a business before. I mentioned to you what the businesses we ran were. Never, ever had I done network marketing. I'd never done anything like that. So is it something that I can do? Well, let me just kind of walk you through my line of thinking. Brandon's cousin called, asked us to watch a video. So she invited us to a tool, the video, and then she connected us to the team. That was via a 3-way phone call. So she invited us to watch a video. She then said, I'd like for you to learn more about it from somebody who knows more than I do, connected me to the team. We made a decision based on what we heard. Okay, this is something we can do. So I then asked myself, is that a system I can follow? Can I invite someone to a tool, connect them to the team? And the answer to that was yes. The other thing that makes this super easy is that the company has created an app so that we can actually go in and share videos and messaging that just makes it so easy. If somebody wants to order, we can send them a cart. So everything's done right there on their phone. That's what people do nowadays. That's how people shop, right? So it allows us to build this business in a format that makes it easy for us as we do 150 other things during the day, and makes it easy for the person that we're sharing the information with. To get started, what do? Well, you pick a pack that's right for you. For me personally, I enrolled with the Platinum Pack. It's the best value. It gives you the most products. In fact, our Platinum Pack content has changed from this picture. So ask the person who invited you to this. Okay, so what exactly is in the Platinum Pack? It samples different things so that you can have your own experience with the different products that we represent. It also allows you to go out and share it with other people. I mean, when you're building a business and you're telling people about it, they want to see it, they want to touch it. It gives you the ability to have all of those things in your hand with many other perks. The other thing is that the company supplies you with a website. You don't have to go out and build that yourself. When people want product, you send them a link, the company ships it directly to them. You have your website to send them the information. Everything is done to where you can see what's happening in your business online. You guys, our traditional businesses, if we didn't go out and have a web designer build that for us, it didn't exist. It's included in your packs. So those were other things I was able to check off. The system, yes. The company, yes. The products, yes. Well, what about the compensation? Is it worth my time? I mean, my time's so limited. Is it worth it? You guys, these are some of the different forms of compensation. And just being completely honest with you, a lot of this didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. What did make sense to me was this explanation right here. So it's the explanation I'm going to share with you. When you look at this kind of is an example of our unilevel compensation plan. It pays out 9 levels deep. This example shows 4. And the reason that I show this is because it illustrates the leverage that's created in this business model. So as you gather this information, you have to ask yourself, okay, can I think of 5 people who could benefit? Can I think of 5 people who might see this the way that I see it? And for most people, that's like an easy yes. We can think of a lot more than 5, but for the sake of example, we're just going to say 5, okay? So you go out and share this information. When you have 5 people join you in this business and they commit to 200 PV in product orders. So let me just explain that a little bit. To maximize the compensation plan, each of us as distributors commits to 200 product volume in products. I'm making that sound more complicated than it really is. But nonetheless, 200 in volume of product orders. So that's product that I want to use personally, as well as any of my customers. So in other words, if I don't want all of these different products, I'm under no obligation to have that. I can just take Protandim Nerf 2, and that's all I would have to take in order to be, compensated if that's the product that I chose. But I can also use my customers to make up that 200 in PV. So for those 5 people who join you that want to maximize the compensation plan, they would do that very same thing. And by doing that, you are going to be rewarded for introducing it to those 5 people that joined you, and you'll get a check every single month of $20. Now, I know what you're thinking, because it's exactly what I was thinking. That's not worth my time. Not $20. But here's where the leverage piece comes in, you guys, because if those 5 people duplicate your behavior and they enroll 5 people as distributors, your residual check becomes $250 a month plus the 20. Okay, that's a little better, right? You might can pay a cell phone bill or something with that. Another level of duplication Those 25 people enroll 5 each, all with 200 PV. You now earn $2,250 plus the $250 plus the $20. That's $30,000 a year. That starts to make a difference. I mean, for some people that may be working part-time, or I don't know, that may like allow them to not have to do that anymore if they wanted, you know? So it starts to make a difference. One more level of duplication, those 125 people enroll 5. That's 625 people on 200 in volume and product. That's 6,250 plus 2,250 plus 250 plus 20. That's 100,000 a year. Now we're talking, right? Like that's worth some attention. That makes a difference in people's lives. And you guys, I went 4 levels deep. This compensation plan pays out 9 levels. So when I asked myself, is it worth my time? Yes, it is. And to illustrate it further, this is the income disclosure statement, and it shows what people are making at each rank in the company. So if you look at those monthly averages, what I'd encourage you to do is go down that list of monthly averages and stop wherever you could say that amount right there, that is what I'm interested in. That's worth my attention. And then share that with the person who invited you to this and go, okay, what would it take for me to get there? Because I'm going to tell you, my husband and I were fortunate enough to recognize the significance of this business opportunity that was presented to us. And for us, our story is that in 17 months' time, we hit that rank of Pro 7. And when we started earning that on a monthly basis, we started getting real serious about what this could do for us. And we continued to advance through the ranks and have been incredibly thankful for what this has done for our family. So we talked early on about new technologies and what that means. And the other piece that I needed to know in trying to decide if this was for me is, you know, what about the trends? What are the trends saying? What is the timing of this? Okay. Well, we talked about 10, 15 years ago, Facebook, Amazon, WhatsApp, Instagram. Those companies at that point in time were not anywhere near what they are today. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that they probably went to people who they cared about and said, listen, this is the vision that I see for my company. Are you interested in being a part of it with us? This is what we expect it to become based on, you know, whatever trends. And I'm also going to wager to say that there were people who looked at that information and said, you know what? It sounds good, but I just don't have the time. Or it sounds good, but I just don't have the money. Or I just don't see the vision the way that you see it. Now, what do you think those people are saying today? I bet I know. I bet that they really want a do-over. But you can't get do-overs in business, right? You can't go back in time and capture what's already passed. So as you've learned about this new technology that we've discussed tonight, just know that the masses do not yet know about it. And you're learning about it, like some of the friends and family of these other companies, at an early point in time. And because you're learning about it at an early point in time, you have the ability to maximize the income potential that's before you. So what I would encourage you is don't delay. Like if this makes sense to you, at the very least, if the product makes sense, start benefiting from the product. Get the product ordered and start benefiting from it. But if you see the vision that we see, don't be like those people we just talked about. You don't want to have regret. You don't want to be wishing for a do-over in 5 or 10 years. if you have some more questions, ask the person who invited you, because there's plenty to be shared. I tried to keep it super concise tonight, but I could say so much more about this business and these products because I've just seen so much. So here's the deal. We talked about the system. If you want to start benefiting monetarily, get yourself an ID number, become a distributor. Ask the person who shared this with you for a link to get a tool in somebody's hands so you can start showing the video and using a tool to help you build this business, and then connect them to the team. Next Monday, there will be another webinar going on. You can start the process of getting people the information and earning money the same way that I have been doing it for the past however many years now, almost 10 years. It's an incredible, incredible business model, incredible products. And I would just encourage you not to delay in getting the information you need to make a decision because it's significant. So thank you guys so much for jumping on here tonight to get the information. I hope that I was able to say some things that make sense to you, but regardless, the person who invited you can certainly fill in any blanks that I left behind. So thank you guys for jumping on. Have a wonderful evening and take care.